Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 1 hour. All the 41 workers trapped in tunnel in North India's Uttarakhand evacuated safely, ending 17 days of agony. Financial aid of rupees 100,000 announced for rescued workers. India's President, Vice President and Prime Minister laud the rescue operations. Prime Minister speaks to rescued workers, says people involved in this mission have set an amazing example of humanity and teamwork. 12 more hostages, including 10 Israelis and 2 foreign nationals, released by Hamas on the first day of extended truce. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says committed to return of all the hostages. And Glenn Maxwell's unbeaten 104 help Australia beat India by 5 wickets. India lead 2-1 in the 5-match series. After almost 17 days of intense efforts by multiple agencies, all the 41 workers trapped in Silkyara tunnel in North India's Uttarakhand were evacuated safely on Tuesday. As the rat hole miners came out after clearing 8 to 10 meters of debris, NDRF personnel took over and brought out the workers through the passage in stretchers. Union Minister V.K. Singh and Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami welcomed the workers as the National Disaster Response Force men brought them out through an escape passage that had been created by inserting steel hewn pipes one after the other through 57 meters of rubble. Uttarakhand Chief Minister thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for putting all efforts to make this operation successful. He also announced a reward of 100,000 rupees each to the 41 construction workers. Chief Minister Dhami also said that Boknak temple at the mouth of the temple will be rebuilt and the tunnels under construction in the hill state will be reviewed. President of India Draupadi Murmu, Vice President of India Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the Uttarakhand rescue operation. President of India Draupadi Murmu in a social media post said, and I quote her, "I feel relieved and happy to learn that all the workers trapped in a tunnel in Uttarakhand have been rescued. Their travails over 17 days as the rescue effort met with obstacles have been a testament of human endurance. The nation salutes their resilience and remains grateful to them for building critical infrastructure, even at great personal risk, far away from their homes. I congratulate the teams and all experts who have acted with incredible grit and determination to perform one of the most difficult rescue missions in history." India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar also lauded the resilience of trapped workers after their safe rescue from the tunnel. Taking to social media platform X, he said, and I quote, "Greatly pleased to know about the successful rescue of all workers trapped in Uttarakhand's tunnel. Their 17-day ordeal showcased human endurance, unmatched resilience and indomitable faith in the nation's commitment to stand by them. Congratulations to the dedicated teams and experts for executing this challenging rescue mission with grit and determination. Wishing all the workers a healthy and happy life ahead." India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday said that success of rescue operation to bring out trapped workers from Silkyara tunnel is making everyone emotional and hailed the courage of the workers as an inspiration to others. He also spoke to the rescued workers over phone and inquired about their well-being. The Prime Minister also congratulated the multiple people engaged in rescue operation for their bravery and determination to bring out all the trapped workers safely.
हेलो,
नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते। क्या शुभ नाम आपका?
शबा अहमद बोल रहा हूँ सर, नवयुगा इंजीनियरिंग कंपनी लिमिटेड से सर।
देखिए, मैं मेरा टेलीफोन जो है उस स्पीकर पे रखा है ताकि मेरे साथ जो लोग बैठे हैं वे भी आपकी बातें सुनना चाहेंगे। सबसे पहले तो मैं सभी आपके और आपके सभी साथियों को बधाई देता हूं। एक सुखरूप हम इतने संकट के बाद भी निकल पाए और मेरे लिए तो बहुत ही खुशी की बात है। मैं शब्दों में वर्णन भी नहीं कर सकता हूँ, वरना कुछ भी बुरा हो जाता तो शायद मन को इतनी कैसे संभाल पाते कहना कठिन था। तो ये केदारनाथ बाबा की, बद्रीनाथ भगवान की कृपा रही कि हम सब कुशल आप लोग आए हैं। और 16-17 दिन समय कम नहीं होता है। आप लोगों ने बहुत बड़ी हिम्मत दिखाई और एक दूसरे का हौसला बनाए रखा, ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। क्योंकि ऐसे समय यानी रेलवे के डिब्बे में भी साथ साथ चलते हैं तो कभी न कभी तो तू मैं हो जाती है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी आपने सारा धैर्य रखा। मैं लगातार जानकारियाँ लेते रहता था, मुख्यमंत्री जी से भी लगातार संपर्क में रहता था, मेरे पीएमओ के भी अफसर वहाँ आकर के बैठे थे, तो जानकारियाँ रहती थी, लेकिन चिंता तो कम होती नहीं है। जानकारियों से तो समाधान तो होता नहीं है। लेकिन मैं सचमुच में आपके माध्यम से वहाँ जितने भी हमारे श्रमिक साथी निकल कर के आए हैं, सबको और उनके परिवार का पुण्य भी काम आया है, ताकि इस संकट की घड़ी से बाहर निकल कर के आए हैं। आप कुछ करना चाहेंगे?
जी सर, मैं कुछ कहना चाहूँगा सर।
हाँ बताइए।
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि सर हम लोग आज का दिन लेके सर 18 दिन तक टनल में हम लोग सर फंसा था सर, लेकिन हम लोग को एक दिन भी कुछ ऐसा एहसास नहीं हुआ कि हम लोग को कुछ ऐसी कमजोरी हो रही है या कुछ ऐसा घबराहट हो रहा है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ। क्योंकि सर हम लोग 41 मेंबर्स थे सर, और सब अदर स्टेट से सर, लेकिन ऐसी कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग सब भाई के जैसा रहते थे सर। किसी को भी कुछ हो तो हम लोग एक साथ रहते थे, कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम होने से कोई दिक्कत नहीं था। खाना आता था, खाना भी सब मिलजुल के बांट के सब एक जगह भी हम लोग खाते थे सर। और रात में खाना खाने के बाद भी जितने भी हमारे आदमी थे सबको मैं बोलता था कि चलो एक बार टहलते हैं। मतलब टनल का जो हमारा लेंथ है सर 2.5 मीटर हो गया सर, ठीक है, वेस्ट का वेट 2.5 किलोमीटर हो गया सर। उसमें हम लोग टहलते थे सर। और मॉर्निंग का जब समय होता था तो हम अपने बंधुओं से बोलते थे कि देखिए हम लोग खा रहे हैं पी रहे हैं और तो हम लोग को कुछ काम है नहीं अंदर में, तो थोड़ा योगा वगैरह ये सब मॉर्निंग वॉक थोड़ा करते हैं अंदर ही में, बाहर में तो जाने का कोई ऐसा है चीज है नहीं, तो अंदर में हम लोग अपना घूमते टहलते थे। और हम सर सबसे शुक्रिया अदा करेंगे सर उत्तराखंड सरकार की सर, जिसने हमारे साथ इतना अच्छा व्यवहार किया सर। और हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री धामी साहब हमसे बराबर कांटेक्ट करते थे सर, उनका भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करेंगे सर। वो हम लोग का बराबर हाल चाल लेते थे सर, फोन करते थे। और आज भी जब हम लोग टनल से बाहर निकले तो धामी साहब ने हम लोग को गले लगाया, और बीके साहब भी थे सर, उन्होंने भी हम लोग को तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा किया और हम लोग को गले लगाया सर।
हाँ, इस बार तो बीके सिंह भी पूरा समय वहाँ रहे और वे भी बिल्कुल डिसिप्लिन, जैसे उनकी जो सोल्जर वाली ट्रेनिंग है ना, वो पूरी ट्रेनिंग इस बार उन्होंने दिखाई।
जी सर, जी सर।
लेकिन मैंने सुना कि आप में तो कोई योगा भी जानता था, तो योगा वगैरह भी करते थे?
जी सर, वही मॉर्निंग में सर योगा वगैरह सिखाता था सर हम लोग का करना। अंदर में तो कुछ खाने पीने के अलावा और तो कुछ काम है नहीं सर जी। तो मॉर्निंग में हम लोग मॉर्निंग वॉक करते थे और योगा कुछ करते थे कि आदमी का सेहत बना रहे।
आपके साथ और कौन है जो बात करेंगे?
मेरे साथ है सर गब्बर सिंह नेगी सर, टनल फोरमैन है सर।
हाँ, गब्बर सिंह नमस्ते
सर। जय हिंद, राम राम, नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार नमस्कार गब्बर सिंह, जय हिंद। देखो गब्बर सिंह, मैं तुम्हें तो विशेष रूप से बधाई देता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे डेली रिपोर्ट हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी बताते थे कि आप दोनों ने जो लीडरशिप दी और जो टीम स्पिरिट दिखाया, मुझे तो लगता है शायद कभी किसी यूनिवर्सिटी को एक केस स्टडी तैयार करना पड़ेगा कि गब्बर सिंह नेगी गांव का व्यक्ति, उसमें वो कौन सी लीडरशिप क्वालिटी है कि इसे संकट के समय में भी अपनी पूरी टीम को संभाला। और आप तो लोकल होने के कारण आप बहुत आसानी से चीज़ें समझा भी पा रहे थे। तो मैं आपकी तरफ से सुनना चाहूँगा गब्बर।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, थैंक यू सर आप लोगों का। सर ये सब आप लोगों का आशीर्वाद था सर, आप लोगों ने हमारा हौसला बढ़ाया सर। हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री प्रसर सिंह धामी साहब हमसे बात करते थे सर, वो हमसे हमारे कॉन्टेक्ट में बराबर बने रहते थे सर। और हमारी कंपनी की पूरी कंपनी की टीम लगी हुई थी सर। ये कंपनी हमारी फैमिली की जैसी थी सर। कंपनी की तरफ से भी सर कोई कमी नहीं हुई सर हमारे। उन्होंने किसी तरह कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी, दिन रात एक किया सर। हमारी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट भी सर हमारे साथ में रही, उनके सारे कर्मचारी एकदम दिल से लगे रहे सर हमारे साथ में। हमारी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट भी हमारे साथ में पूरी बराबर बनी रही सर। हमारी एनडीआर की टीम, एसडीआर की टीम, उन्होंने बराबर हमारा हौसला बढ़ा के रखा सर। वो लोग तत्पर डे नाइट एक किया सर, दिन रात उन्होंने मेहनत की सर और हमारा हाल चाल लेते रहे सर। इसलिए सर हमारा मतलब आप जैसे हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री है सर, आप जो है जब बाहर से हमारे देश के कंट्री अदर कंट्री से आप लोग खींच के इंसान को बचा के ला सकते सर, तो हम तो सर अपने घर में थे, इसलिए हमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं सर। यहाँ पे हमारे भगवान मतलब भोगनाथ बाबा जी है सर, उनके ऊपर भी सर हमें बहुत विश्वास था और उनकी कृपा भी हमारे पास और हमारे सारे दोस्तों के ऊपर बनी रही सर। और ये दोस्तों का भी बहुत बहुत मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ सर, जिन्होंने कि इस मुश्किल की घड़ी में सर एकदम आराम से रहे और हमारी हर बात सुनी है, जैसे हमने कहा उन्होंने सुना सर और हमारे बताए हुए रास्ते पे चले सर। और उन्होंने हौसला नहीं छोड़ा, हमारे साथ में रहे सर और बराबर हमारा बहुत हौसला बढ़ा के रखा सर। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। मैं ज्यादा क्या कहूँ सर। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय उत्तराखंड सर।
आपने बहुत संभाला, लेकिन मैं सबसे एक और बात भी कहना चाहूंगा। आपको शायद अंदाज नहीं होगा, आपके परिवार के सब लोग बहुत दुखी थे, स्वाभाविक थी। पूरा देश 140 करोड़ देश के लोगों को चिंता थी और सुबह शाम जो भी मिलता था तो मुझे यही पूछता था कि मोदी जी क्या खबर है, ये कब निकलेंगे, क्या होगा। सामान्य नागरिक भी मेरे से ये सवाल पहले पूछता था। और लेकिन मैंने देखा कि आपके सब परिवारजनों ने, सामान्य रूप से मैंने देखा है कि जब भी ऐसे संकट आता है तो परिवार के लोग बहुत ही गुस्सा करते हैं, परिवार के लोग बहुत ही और चिंता और बढ़ जाती है। तो आपके परिवार के जन भी सचमुच में बधाई के पात्र हैं कि उन्होंने सचमुच में संयम बरता और इस सारी प्रोसेस को सहयोग किया उन्होंने। चिंता होना बहुत स्वाभाविक है, आंसू आ जाना, दुख होना तो स्वाभाविक है। अच्छा, आप में से ऐसे कोई थे जिसको पहले कभी कोई मुसीबत झेलनी पड़ी हो काम करते करते? वैसे अंदर कोई थे जिससे कोई अनुभव काम में आए हो आपके?
सर ऐसा तो नहीं था, लेकिन एक बार मैं सिक्किम में था, उस टाइम एक लैंड स्लाइड हुआ था सर, अर्थक्वेक आया था, भूकंप आया सर। उसमें हम थोड़ा बहुत फंसे हुए थे सर, मतलब काफी दिन तो उसमें काफी प्रॉब्लम आई थी सर, लेकिन ऐसे टनल के अंदर नहीं फंसे थे सर हम लोग। और यहाँ पे मेरे एक बड़े भाई साहब है सर, मेरे भाई साहब वो भी लगातार तब से हमारे साथी बने हुए बाहर से, उन्होंने हमारा बहुत हौसला बुलंद किया सर। वो यहाँ पे उत्तराखंड पुलिस में ऑफिसर्स हैं सर, ऑफिसर थे सर, उनको हमारी
अंदर थे क्या?
नहीं सर, वो बाहर में थे, बाहर से वो हमारा हौसला बढ़ाते थे सर।
नहीं, बाहर वालों के संपर्क में मैं लगातार रहा, बाहर वालों के तो संपर्क में मैं लगातार रहा क्योंकि मुझे जानकारी रहती थी। मैं चाहूँगा साहब मुझे बताया कि आप सभी साथ में बैठे हो, क्योंकि मेरा पहला आग्रह था कि वहाँ सारी एम्बुलेंस वैन खड़ी रहे और सबको पहले एक बार हॉस्पिटलाइज किया जाए। लेकिन मुझे तुरंत डॉक्टरों ने बताया कि भाई इन लोगों की तबीयत इतनी बढ़िया है, ये लोग इतनी मस्ती से अंदर रहे हैं और इतनी हिम्मत है कि फिर मेडिकली तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है। तो मैंने कहा फिर ठीक है, मैं रात को ही बात कर लेता हूँ सबसे।
नमस्कार सर।
नमस्ते जी।
जी सर, मैं अखिलेश बोल रहा हूँ सर।
अखिलेश कहाँ से हो?
जी सर, मैं यूपी से मिर्जापुर से हूँ सर।
मिर्जापुर से हैं? चलिए, मैं भी यूपी वाला हूँ।
जी सर, जी सर।
अच्छा बताइए अखिलेश।
जी सर।
आपको क्या कहना है, बताइए।
जी सर, हमको कहना है यही है सर कि हमारी जितनी भी टीम लगी हुई थी सर, पुष्कर सिंह धामी सर जो भी थे सर, बराबर हालचाल लेते रहते थे सर। हम लोग को हौसला हम लोग का सर बुलंद रहता था। बाकी अंदर में सर कोई खाने पीने की सर कोई कमी नहीं रहती थी। बाकी सर एसडीआरएफ, एनडीआरएफ और हमारे कंपनी वाले सर दिन रात लगे हुए थे ना सर। तो उन लोगों को सर मैं तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि हम लोग को सर सेफ निकाले। और हम लोग जिस तरह से निकले सर, हम लोग को सबसे ज्यादा खुशी है सर, उससे ज्यादा भी सर बाहर वालों को खुशी है सर। वो लोग भी सर दिन रात मेहनत किए हुए हैं सर, इसलिए मैं सर सबको,
पूरे देश को खुशी है अखिलेश, पूरे देश को और दुनिया में भी। क्योंकि मेरी अभी एक G20 समिट थी तो दुनिया के नेता भी उत्तराखंड की घटना को लेकर के चिंता अपनी व्यक्त करते थे। तो सारी दुनिया को चिंता होती है किसी भी ऐसे घटने में, तो सारा हिंदुस्तान आपके साथ था और आप लोगों ने। लेकिन अंदर आपको दिन रात का तो पता चलता नहीं होगा जब तक वो छेद नहीं हुआ।
हाँ सर, हम लोग का मोबाइल वगैरह तो पर सर हम बचा कर रखते थे, टाइम देखने के लिए ऑन करते थे। बाकी सर उसके बाद कंपनी वालों ने सर हम लोग को सर मोबाइल वगैरह चार्जर वगैरह हम लोग का प्रोवाइड करवा दिए, तो सर अच्छा सर फील होने लगा। फिर टाइम वगैरह का पता चलता था, फिर हम लोग सर थोड़ा मनोरंजन भी करने लगते, फिर थोड़ा मन हम लोग का हल्का होता था सर। बाकी घबराहट वगैरह किसी को हुआ नहीं सर, किसी को प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सर। 48 मेंबर जो है ना सर टोटल सेफ हैं सर।
नहीं, मुझे जब वो पहली बार छेद कर करके चीज़ें भेजना शुरू किया तो मुझे लगा कि अब हम संभाल पाएंगे, क्योंकि तब तक मुझे चिंता थी, क्योंकि इसमें सबसे बड़ा जब सूर्य का प्रकाश नहीं मिलता है तो स्थिति बिगड़ना शुरू हो जाती है।
वही सर है ना सर। बाकी सर सभी टीमों ने सर बहुत अच्छा कार्य किया सर, जितने भी गवर्नमेंट से लेके सर आपका उत्तराखंड सरकार से सर पुष्कर।
अखिलेश निकलने के बाद परिवार से बात हुई क्या?
जी सर, फैमिली वालों से बात हुई थी सर।
हाँ, क्या कह रहे हैं?
फैमिली वाले बोल रहे थे सर अच्छा है, जो भी हुआ अच्छा हुआ।
आप में से कोई साथी था, उसका भाई तो कह रहा था 2-3 दिन पहले कि बस मैं तो ये निकलते उसको घर ले जाऊंगा, अब मुझे यहाँ काम करने नहीं दे रहा है।
जी सर, वो तो है सर, मतलब अब भाई भी है सर वहाँ पे।
हाँ
जी सर।
जी सर, नमस्कार सर, मैं सोनू कुमार साहब बोल रहा हूँ सर।
हाँ, सोनू कुमार जी बताइए, कहाँ से हैं आप?
मैं सर बिहार से हूँ सर।
कहाँ से?
बिहार में छपरा जिला से हूँ सर।
छपरा से हैं, अच्छा। ये बताइए।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। यहाँ के जितने भी लोग हैं, जितने भी यहाँ पे जितने भी कार्यकर्ता है हमारे कंपनी से लेके जितने NDRF SDRF जो भी है सर, हमें हर वक्त हर समय सहायता प्रदान की गई। ऐसे है कि सर जब हम लोग का मन उबने लगा, हम लोग को लगा कि ऐसा कि हम लोग यहाँ पे बहुत बोर फीलिंग कर रहे हैं, तो हमारे घर से भी इन्होंने ऐसी सुविधा की कि हम उनसे बात कर सके, जिससे हमारा मन हल्का रहता था सर।
नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी भाई ये बहुत चिंता का समय था, आप लोगों ने अच्छा अपने आप को संभाला, और क्योंकि ये बहुत पता नहीं कुछ बुरा हो जाता तो पता नहीं हम तो क्या कर सकते थे। यानी अंदर इतनी चिंता होती थी, सबको पूरे देश में चिंता होती थी, लेकिन आप लोगों ने जो हिम्मत बनाई है वो आने वाले दिनों में भी देश के कई नागरिकों को ये प्रेरणा देगी कि संकट के समय हमने ऐसा क्या करना चाहिए, ये जरा अंदाज तो आएगा सबको।
जी सर, हम लोग एक साथ एक परिवार की तरह रहते थे। बाकी हमारे जितने भी सीनियर मेंबर्स थे, कुछ मनोरंजन के लिए, कुछ हम लोग के हौसला अफजाई किए। बाकी सब लोग हम लोग एक परिवार की तरह सर रहे, एकजुट रहे, एक साथ खाना खाए, एक साथ हर सुख दुख में सर हम लोग मतलब साथ रहे सर। जब हमारे NDRF के जवान जब अंदर घुसे तो हमारी जान में जान आई, हमने ईश्वर का धन्यवाद किया। बाकी जितने भी लोग वहाँ पे हैं, खासकर हमारे पुष्कर सिंह धामी जो हमारे इस उत्तराखंड सरकार के मुख्यमंत्री हैं सर, उनका तहे दिल से हम सब धन्यवाद करते हैं कि इस मुश्किल की घड़ी में सारे उत्तराखंड के लोग, सारे देश हमारे साथ खड़ा था सर।
देखिए, आपके परिवार की तपस्या भी काम में आई है, परमात्मा के आशीर्वाद भी काम में आए हैं, और 140 करोड़ देशवासियों की दुआ भी काम में आई है, और कुल मिलाकर के सब इस संकट से निकल करके बाहर आए हैं। तो मेरी आप सबको बहुत शुभकामनाएं। मैंने मुख्यमंत्री जी को कहा है कि आगे अगर आप घर ना जाना चाहते हैं, कोई व्यवस्था करनी है, तो क्योंकि मैं मेडिकल चेकअप पहले चाहता था कि कोई तकलीफ ना हो, लेकिन अब मुझे डॉक्टरों ने बताया कि साहब और सभी 41 के 41 लोग तबीयत उनकी अच्छी है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। तो आगे जैसा ही आपकी टीम चाहेगी वैसी सारी व्यवस्थाएं हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी चिंता कर रहे हैं। तो मेरी आप सबको बहुत शुभकामनाएं हैं, और आपके परिवार को भी मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत बधाई देना, और आप लोग स्वस्थ रहें, और इसी प्रकार एक टीम बना करके हिम्मत के साथ आगे हम बढ़ते रहें, और आप भी देश के लिए एक प्रेरणा बनते रहें। यही एक मेरी हमेशा प्रार्थना रहेगी, और कभी मिलने का मौका मिलेगा तो ज़रूर याद करूँगा। लेकिन मैं तो आज वैसे मुझे आज इतना, आप लोग इतने दिनों के बाद आए, इतना समय आपका लेना नहीं चाहिए था, लेकिन मैं अपने उमंग को रोक नहीं पाया, इसलिए मैं सोचा भले थोड़ी रात देर हो गई है लेकिन मैं आपसे बात करूं, क्योंकि मैं मेडिकल चेकअप के पहले बात करना नहीं चाहता था, और मैं कल तक इंतजार नहीं कर सकता था, तो मैंने सोचा चलो रात को ही बात कर लूं आपसे।
जी सर, जी सर, जय हिंद सर।
जय हिंद भैया, सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं सर। जय हिंद सर।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत धन्यवाद भैया।
जय भारत सर।
जय हिंद। भारत माता की जय सर।
भारत माता की जय।
भारत माता की जय।
भारत माता की जय। भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय।
बस आपके जो नारे हैं ना, देश सुन करके आज बहुत ही प्रभावित हो जाएगा। बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। थैंक यू।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi there interacting with the trapped workers who were rescued yesterday, and the Prime Minister appreciated the workers for their indomitable spirit and the way they conducted themselves in the times of turmoil and agony. On the other hand, the workers also appreciated the cooperation and the strength which was given to them by the authorities. They appreciated the central government, the state government, and the armed forces there, which in fact helped in their rescue and made it convenient for them to spend those harrowing times inside the tunnel. So up next, we're heading for a short break. But on the other side of the break, the 54th edition of International Film Festival concludes. The festival awards the best contributors to cinema. Stay with us to get a roundup of the cinematic extravaganza. India's southern state of Telangana is all set to go for polls tomorrow. Three-way contest between Congress, BJP and the currently ruling BRS expected. Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra welcomed in Jammu. Videos of beneficiaries of different schemes and Prime Minister's message played for the locals.
What is your priority number one?
Build the brand of the organization so it's well known around the world.
What is your challenge number one?
Capacity.
Where do you see world infrastructure in 2030?
Much better informed with risk information that is being used a lot more.
And by 2050?
At 2050, most infrastructure that's being built is resident infrastructure.
What is the first task cut out for you now?
COP 28.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour and I'm Preeti. Let's get you more on the condition of the rescued workers. They're getting primary medical treatment at the Community Health Centre in Chinyalisore. Once their checkup is done, they will be allowed to go home. Celebrations broke out across India on Tuesday evening after all the 41 trapped workers were rescued from an under-construction tunnel in Uttarakhand. And family members of the rescued workers also celebrated the successful accomplishment of the rescue operation. They celebrated the safe evacuation with joy, crackers and sweets. The celebrations also broke out in Assam. Family members of a trapped worker expressed their joy and thanked Indian government for a quick response to the situation and rescuing all the trapped workers.
17 दिन का पर जो उद्धार हुआ है, मतलब मेरा लड़का निकल आ चुका है, तो एम्बुलेंस में उनको ले गया गया है। एम्बुलेंस में बैठा कर उनको स्टेटमेंट भी लिया गया है। तो वो बात सुन के मेरे दिल में ऐसा आनंदित तो लगा है।
जैसे आनंद लगा है ना, उसको मैं अपना भाषा से बोल नहीं सकता है। ऐसा आनंद लगा है, ऐसे फुर्ती लगा है ना, क्योंकि जो लोग वहाँ काम करते आज 17 दिन तक उन लोगों टनल में फंसा हुआ है, वहाँ से कैसा बचाएगा, हम भी बहुत चिंता में था।
भारत सरकार को मैं बस यही कहूँगी, थैंक्स अ लॉट, बिकॉज उन लोगों ने जितना हो सके उतना ट्राई किया, उनकी तरफ से बेस्ट ट्राई किया। तो पिताजी ने बोला कि मैं ठीक हूँ, घबराने की कोई बात नहीं, अभी मेडिकल पे हूँ ट्रीटमेंट के लिए।
Among the 41 rescued workers, Gabbar Singh Negi, a worker from the Indian state of Uttarakhand, also went through the 17-day ordeal. His family spoke to media and expressed their contentment towards the safe return of Negi. They also thanked the Indian and state government for their continuous efforts.
मेरे को 12 तारीख से इंतजार थी कब निकलेंगे वो बाहर। रोज मैं उनकी अपडेट लेती थी कि कब निकलेंगे कि बार उन सबकी दुआ है, अब बाहर आ गए हैं। उनसे मेरी बात वो हो गई अब कि मैं बाहर आ गई, मैं सब ठीक ठाक हूँ। प्रधानमंत्री और सीएम धामी को मेरी बहुत बहुत बधाई और उनको मेरी सलामी कि उन्होंने मेरे हस्बैंड को सही सलामत घर पहुँचा, बाहर निकाल दिया। उनके साथ जितने भी साथ थे सब बाहर आ गए, उनको मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ।
बहुत ही बढ़िया लग रहा है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि दिवाली आ गई दोबारा। और फ़ोन आया था पापा का कि मैं ठीक हूँ, बाहर आ चुके हैं, तो बहुत खुशी हो रही है यहाँ पर।
मैं देख रहा था शाम में 10 दिन पहले भी यहाँ रहा, फिर उसके बाद में आज आ गया और मैंने जब देखी मेरे को बहुत खुशी प्राप्त हुई। हमारा प्रधानमंत्री साहब ने जो काम कराया बहुत अच्छा कराया, हमें बहुत खुशी है इसमें।
Indian High Commissioner to the UK, Vikram Doraiswamy, hailed the efforts of all those involved in the Uttarakhand rescue mission.
I think it's a fantastic piece of news. It is both a huge relief for everyone looking at this and, you know, recognizing the trauma of not just the men who were trapped, but also their families. But it is also of huge credit to the skill and capabilities that our system has developed, and of course of international expertise that came into support, that every single one of the men have been rescued unscathed. It is really a red letter day. So a big congratulations to the rescue teams, and from a grateful nation, from every single Indian and every friend of India, I'm sure, great kudos to everybody involved in the rescue.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese also hailed the Indian authorities for successfully carrying out the rescue operation to evacuate 41 workers who were trapped inside the Silkyara Barkot tunnel in Uttarakhand. He also expressed pride in the role of Professor Arnold Dix, a tunnelling expert from Australia who oversaw the operation that progressed over 2 weeks, navigating various challenges. And speaking about his experience during the Silkyara Tunnel rescue operation in the Indian state of Uttarakhand, Australian expert Arnold Dix opens up. Let's listen in.
And as a parent, it's been my honour to help all the parents out there getting their children home. And you remember in the beginning I said 41 people home safe, no one gets hurt. You heard how we got success. We were calm, and we knew exactly what we wanted, and we worked as a wonderful team. And when I say a wonderful team, the best engineers here in India, the Army, their engineers, the best I've ever worked with, all the agencies, the federal authority, the state, all the people. It was just a joy to be a part of this successful mission, just one part. And I've got to go to the temple because I've promised to say thank you for what's happened, because my friends, if you haven't noticed, I think we've just witnessed a miracle. And all the people helping. We couldn't get anyone hurt. The mountain hadn't hurt anybody. The mountain was keeping everyone safe and warm. It let us feed them, it let us give them water, it let us give them medicine. So I think a bit of thanks is in order. I'm not sure how big your battery is. I think it would be better to say what kind of challenges didn't we face. And what we didn't face was a combined sense of purpose to save the 41 people. That's the challenge we didn't face, and in many places we don't have that. Everyone knew we were bringing those men home.
We're heading for a short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour, the next World Fair Expo 2030 will be hosted by Saudi Arabia in Riyadh after winning maximum votes. Amidst forecast of heavy rainfall, we will tell you how the natural weather phenomenon of El Nino led to catastrophic floods in Kenya, causing severe devastation. We'll also show you how the Paris City Hall's Christmas illuminations pay tribute to the colors and symbols of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games.
What is your priority number one?
Build the brand of the organization so it's well known around the world.
What is your challenge number one?
Capacity.
Where do you see world infrastructure in 2030?
Much better informed with risk information that is being used a lot more.
And by 2050?
At 2050, most infrastructure that's being built is resident infrastructure.
What is the first task cut out for you now?
COP 28.
Welcome back after the break. A quick recap of the top stories once again. All 41 workers trapped in tunnel in North India's Uttarakhand evacuated safely, ending 17 days of agony. Financial aid of rupees 100,000 announced for rescued workers. India's President, Vice President and Prime Minister laud rescue operations. Prime Minister Modi speaks to rescued workers, says people involved in this mission have set an amazing example of humanity and teamwork. 12 more hostages, including 10 Israelis and 2 foreign nationals, released by Hamas on the first day of extended truce. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says committed to return of all the hostages. And the entire nation is celebrating the safe evacuation of 41 trapped workers from Uttarakhand tunnel. DD India correspondent Dibendu Mondal joins us with latest from northern Indian hill city of Uttarkashi. Dibendu, good morning. We've seen how elated everybody is after the evacuation, but now let us get the details and the update on the condition of the trapped workers and what next from them. What next for them? When do we expect them to reach their respective homes?
Well, good morning, Preeti. We are outside the hospital at the community health center in Chinaliswar in the Uttarkashi district. I'll just ask my camera person to show you where we are exactly standing. This is the makeshift hospital, the community center, which has been converted into a makeshift 41-bedded hospital for all these 41 rescued workers who were trapped for the last 17 days. The doctors are continuously monitoring their health, and they are taking the vital parameters every 2 hours to 3 hours to ensure the well-being of all the rescued workers who were inside the dark tunnel for the last 17 days. But the family members of all the workers have already come. The doctors are saying that all the workers who have been put on this makeshift hospital are doing completely fine. All their vital health parameters are fine. The psychologists are taking the sessions, the counseling sessions, because many must have gone through the mental agony of being inside a confined space for such a long period of time. So the authorities, the medical authorities here, are taking adequate measures to ensure the well-being of all the 41 rescued workers. There are a team of 5 specialist doctors that have flown down from Rishikesh that are looking at all the important vital aspect of the well-being of these 41 workers who are now put inside this makeshift hospital. We are also hearing that the Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami could be here any moment and interact with them, and after this they will be handed over to the family members if they are not required to be flown to Rishikesh, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Rishikesh. But since morning we have been interacting with the family members who have come from different parts of the country. They are very happy, they are elated by the fact that finally this long, tumultuous, tiresome, cumbersome rescue operation has been successful, and their loved ones are back with them now. They are going inside since morning. They are allowed to interact with their family members, and they have been talking to them since since morning. Back to you, Preeti.
All right, Dibendu, thank you for joining in with those details. That was our correspondent, Dibendu Mondal, spelling out details on the current status of the 41 trapped workers who've been evacuated. Medical examinations are continuing, and our correspondent tells us that any time the Chief Minister is expected, and after that, he will be giving the go-ahead, and then the workers will be handed over to their families. We'll keep you updated. Meanwhile, India's ambassador to the UAE talked about India's preparations for 2023 UN Climate Change Conference, the 20th conference of the parties of the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, that is COP28, will take place from November 30th to December 12th at Expo City in Dubai. Let's hear more from our correspondent Shishir Shelar.
Prime Minister Narendra will be joining the COP28 summit in Dubai. What kind of enthusiasm we have here, and what kind of preparation that India has done for COP28? To get more information on it, we have with us the ambassador to UAE, Sanjay Sudhir Sarji. What are the preparations that India has done for this particular conference?
Well, we are looking forward to participating in COP28 at our highest level. Honorable Prime Minister will himself be here, and I would say the world is looking forward to his participation, because every time he participates, he shares his vision, which the world takes very seriously. Right since the Paris Agreement was signed, we have shown the world that we have walked our talk when it comes to climate change. We have taken the lead.
How do you see when the Prime Minister will be in UAE, further going and further strengthening of the relationship between both the countries?
In the last 9 to 10 years, there has been a meteoric rise in the relationship, and that, I would say, is guided by the vision of the leadership on both sides, Prime Minister Modi and UAE President, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. There have been so many milestones which we have made. Last year we signed CEPA, the first CEPA ever for the UAE, and the first CEPA ever for India with any country in this part of the world. As a result of CEPA, largely, there was a bilateral trade increase of about 16% in just 1 year. Last year, UAE was the 4th largest source of FDI for us. There are also other developments happening. For instance, the first campus of IIT Delhi overseas will be set up actually in Abu Dhabi. In the last month, when our education minister was here, there was an announcement of setting up the first ever overseas office of CBSE in Dubai. The previous month, when Commerce Minister Shri Piyush Goyal was here, we signed an agreement to share our RuPay debit and credit card stack with the UAE. Again, it's the first of its kind, because UAE was the first country with which we have signed an agreement to share our RuPay card stack. And you rightly said multilateral forums are extremely important. For instance, we have just finished a very successful G20 presidency, and in that so many historic decisions were taken. For instance, associating the African Union, making it a formal member of the G20 process. Also the lead taken by Honorable Prime Minister to involve Global South, and he himself initiated this Voice of Global South, in which he collected with the Global South to make sure that their voice is also mainstreamed.
And we hope that happen here as well.
Inshallah. We are very, very sure that it will happen, because the world is looking forward to what vision our Prime Minister has to share on this very critical issue of climate change.
Thank you for talking to us. That was India's ambassador to UAE, clearly stated that how India is preparing for the COP28, and of course that how India's voice is getting heard on the international platform as well. With camera person Rajesh, Shishir Shelar for DD India, Dubai.
The 54th edition of the International Film Festival of India concluded in the coastal state of Goa. At the closing ceremony, the best awards in several categories, including the prestigious Golden Peacock, was announced.
The 54th edition of International Film Festival of India concluded today. India's Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Anurag Singh Thakur, said that the 54th edition of International Film Festival of India was a celebration of unity and diversity, embodying the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future, bringing together creative minds, filmmakers, cinema lovers and cultural enthusiasts from across the globe.
The diversity showcased at the festival is the living embodiment of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future, that brought together creative thinkers, filmmakers, cinema lovers and cultural enthusiasts from all over the world under one roof.
The closing ceremony was held at Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Indoor Stadium. It was also addressed by the Chief Minister of Goa.
This year's festival showcased the 270 films from 78 countries, and we saw some of the spectacular premieres. As we bid farewell to this vibrant festival, I am overwhelmed by this response it is received.
Hollywood actor and producer Michael Douglas was honoured with the prestigious Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award for excellence in cinema. Douglas said that cinema has the power to unite and transform the people with cross-cultural artistic expressions.
This festival is a reminder of the magic of movie making. When you've worked in the movie business for as long as I have, it becomes clear that cinema is one of the few mediums that has the power to unite and transform us. It transcends divisions, whether that be geography, race, language, or even time.
India,
मैं आपसे
बहुत
प्यार
करता हूँ. That's amazing.
The coveted Golden Peacock for Best Film was conferred upon the Persian masterpiece Endless Borders, directed by Abbas Amini. Bulgarian director Stefan Komandarev received the Silver Peacock for Best Director for Bulgar's Lessons. Pouria Rahimi Sam is honoured with Silver Peacock for Best Actor in the male category for his nuanced and rich acting in the movie Endless Borders. Milani Thierry has also been awarded Silver Peacock Award for Best Actor in the female category for his seamless expressions of a wide spectrum of emotions in Party of Fools. Indian filmmaker Rishabh Shetty also bagged the Special Jury Award for Kantara, the film which explores the ideological conflict between humans and nature. Raghir Azad Kaya also received an award for the Best Debut Feature Film, where the movie directed was When the Seedlings Grow.
So the 9 days of fiesta, the festivities and everything cinema, everything entertainment comes to an end. We are here at the coastal state of Goa, cherishing all that has happened during the last 9 days. We all look forward to the 55th edition of International Film Festival of India. Shama Mishra, DD India, Goa.
India's southern state of Telangana is all geared up to go to polls tomorrow. The state is seeing a three-way contest between Congress, BJP and the currently ruling BRS. The aggressive campaigning of these three parties ended on Tuesday. As many as 2,290 contestants are in the fray for the upcoming elections, including BRS Supremo and Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, his minister's son K.T. Ramarao. Meanwhile, the polling in other four Indian states of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Mizoram and Rajasthan is over. The fate of 679 total seats across 5 states will be declared on December 3rd. A nationwide campaign to spread awareness about the various developmental schemes Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra reached India's Jammu. The Sankalp Yatra van received a warm welcome from the locals there. Videos of beneficiaries of different departmental schemes under Meri Kahani, Meri Zubani and Prime Minister's message for the public were played from the van. Let's get to an update on Israel-Hamas conflict now. 12 more hostages, including 10 Israelis and 2 foreign nationals, were released by Hamas on the first day of extended truce on Tuesday. The International Committee of the Red Cross said 12 hostages had been transferred from Gaza, and Israel's military confirmed that the 10 Israeli citizens and 2 foreign nationals were with its special forces on Israeli territory. A total of 81 hostages held in Gaza have now been released during a truce between Israel and Hamas. 61 of them are Israeli, and all of them are women and children. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday reiterated that Israel will push for the release of all hostages held in Gaza without exception. The Israeli Prime Minister's office stated that the list of hostages is currently being reviewed and notices are being delivered at this time to the families of those set to be released after more than 50 days of being held hostage in Gaza. The UN Palestinian Refugee Agency said that it has scaled up its aid delivery in the northern part of Gaza during the humanitarian pause. A video released by the agency on Tuesday showed UNRWA staff working with 8 trucks loaded with humanitarian supplies, including food, medicines and fuel meant to be delivered to Gaza and North Governorates on the 5th day of an extended 6-day truce in the Gaza war. Chief of Israel's Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi, on Tuesday said that the military will operate to release all hostages in Gaza. He also said that the army was ready to resume combat against Hamas in Gaza as and when the mediated ceasefire between Israel and Hamas comes to an end.
The return of the hostages is a bright spot for all of us. It is also further evidence of the results of the significant military pressure and the resolute ground operation. We have created the conditions for the return of our citizens home. We will continue doing so. We are preparing for the continuation of the operation to dismantle Hamas. It will take time. These are complex goals, but they are justified beyond measure.
Foreign ministers of the group of 7 countries support the further extension of the pause in Gaza. Foreign ministers in a joint statement said, and I quote, "Every effort must be made to ensure humanitarian support for civilians, including food, water, fuel and medical supplies." The statement further said that the G7 nations support the further extension of the pause and further pauses as needed to enable assistance to be scaled up and to facilitate the release of all hostages. Let's take a look at other stories making it to the headlines from across the world. Saudi Arabia will host the Expo 2030 World Fair in Riyadh. The vote results from 182 members of the Bureau International des Expositions showed. South Korea's Busan and Italy's Rome were also in the running to host the World Fair, a 5-yearly event. Riyadh won 119 votes, Busan won 29 and Rome 17. Results from 182 members of the Paris-based Bureau International des Expositions reflected. The Saudi capital has proposed to host the event between October 2030 and March 2031. Death toll due to severe flash floods triggered by natural weather phenomena of El Nino in Kenya has jumped to 120. The devastating floods have submerged towns and villages across East Africa, washed away thousands of homes, while farmland has been submerged. In Kenya, at least 90,000 dwellers have been forced to leave their homes. In neighboring Somalia, floods have killed at least 96 people and displaced 700,000. The Kenya Meteorological Department forecasts that heavy rainfall will continue until January 2024. Paris City Hall's Christmas illuminations paid tributes to the colors and symbols of Paris 2024 Olympic Games, which kick off in 8 months' time. The reveal took place in the Christmas village in front of Paris City Hall. Paris Mayor Annie Hidalgo, International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach, International Paralympic Committee President Andrew Parsons and Paris 2024 Organizing Committee President Tonia Stanguet were present on the occasion. The new look that the City Hall will be in place until the end of Paris 2024 Games on September 8th next year. A quick break ahead, but still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. In tennis, we get you all the action from next-gen ATP finals in Jeddah. Bridge leaks, Russell crashes out. Stay with us to know what happened in final 2023 F1 test.
What is your priority number 1?
Build the brand of the organization so it's well known around the world.
What is your challenge number 1?
Capacity.
Where do you see world infrastructure in 2030?
Much better informed with risk information that is being used a lot more.
And by 2050?
At 2050, most infrastructure that's being built is resident infrastructure.
What is the first task cut out for you now?
COP 28.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour. Let's get to updates from the world of business now. A Virgin Atlantic passenger jet powered by 100% sustainable aviation fuel completed its maiden New York-bound flight on Tuesday, showcasing the potential of low-carbon options, which are a tiny fraction of the industry's fuel mix. This is the first time a commercial airliner has flown long haul on 100% SAF. It had no paying passengers or cargo. The flight carried only Virgin's billionaire founder Richard Branson and a few others, and it will return to London using conventional jet fuel. As the world talks more about decarbonization, airlines are banking on fuel made from waste to reduce their emissions by up to 70%, enabling them to keep operating before electric and hydrogen-powered air travel becomes a reality in the decades to come.
And we need to make sure that it doesn't eat into the food supply, that it's like the waste product, like the stalks, say, of corn, not the corn itself, the cooking oil from, say, fish and chips. Instead of throwing it away, you turn it into jet aviation fuel, and so it's exciting, and we believe it can be done.
All right, on to sports news now. Glenn Maxwell smashed an unbeaten 104 as Australia pulled off a stunning chase of 223 in the third 2020 international against India on Tuesday to stay alive in the series with a 5-wicket win. The swashbuckling batsman struck his 100 in 47 balls and completed the win with a 6 and 3 fours from the final 4 balls of the 20th over in northeastern city of Guwahati before he flies back home. Top seed Doordarshan got off to a winning start at the next-gen ATP finals in Jeddah on Tuesday. The 19-year-old Frenchman defeated 20-year-old Italian Luca Nardi in the green group opener. Second seed Luca Van Aske, another 19-year-old Frenchman, also moved to a 1-0 victory over Abdallah Shelbai of Jordan. Elsewhere in green group play on Tuesday, Italy's Fabio Cobolli overcame third seed Dominik Stricker of Switzerland, while Serbia's Hamad Mejovic defeated Alex Michelsen of the United States. Alpine's Esteban Ocon finished quickest in postseason testing in Abu Dhabi on Tuesday, while Mercedes' Georges Russell crashed out after separate delays for the medical helicopter not being in position and a water leak on the track. Russell crashed at turn 6 due to an apparent car failure. Ocon set a time of 1 minute 24.39 seconds, completing 110 laps to enter nearly 0.3 seconds faster than McLaren's new reserve driver Pato Ward, with Mercedes' Frederic Vesti, Red Bull's Sergio Perez and Ferrari's Carlos Sainz rounding out the top 5. Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix scored in each half to earn Barcelona a 2-1 comeback win at home against Porto on Tuesday. The win booked their spot in the Champions League knockout rounds for the first time in 3 seasons. 5 times champions are back in the last 16 after securing a top 2 finish with 1 game remaining. Barcelona are on top of the Group H on 12 points, 3 ahead of Porto and Shakhtar Donetsk, who will play each other on the final match day. A decider match on who will join the Spaniards in the knockout stage. Barca need at least a draw against bottom side Antwerp in 2 weeks' time to guarantee top spot in the group. Kylian Mbappe struck home a penalty in the 8th minute of the stoppage time to earn a 1-each draw against Newcastle United and kept their Champions League destiny in their own hands on Tuesday. Due to Alexander Isak's first Champions League goal, the visitors led the Group F clash since midway through the opening half. PSG had more than 30 goal attempts, but Newcastle left them on the brink of a second group defeat after a 4-1 score by Newcastle. Although Mbappe's cool finish means they lost only one of their last 36 group stage matches in the competition at home. Both Paris Saint-Germain and Newcastle will have to face formidable teams to guarantee for themselves a place in the last 16. That's it in this edition of DD India News Hour, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and also Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.